in reading yesterday, we had started the story, The Case of the Missing Cell Phone, and we had completed the first 3 questions that go along with it. Okay, so let's look at I'm stealing yours for just a second, Connor. Let's look at the back side of that first page of the questions so that you are looking at question 4. Thank you, Connor. Okay, you're probably, I think you might need your highlighter again. So I forgot to tell you to get that out before we got started here. So get that highlighter out. Okay, question 4 says to name a possible theme for the passage. The theme is the message that the author wants the reader to walk away knowing. Consider what happens at the end of the story. Do you remember how that story ended yesterday?
Yeah. It ended like...
Stealing yours again, Connor. Okay, where it kind of left us not knowing 100% for sure who stole the cell phone, right? We had to come up with some clues to figure it out. What do you think the theme or the message that the author is wanting to try to get across to the readers might be? I gotta take this down for a minute. I'm hot after coming in from outside. What do you think, Haley?
But, like, if you aren't positive, you could go back into the clues.
Okay.
To be sure.
What do you think? What is the author trying to tell us here?
You can't trust everybody.
Okay, not everyone can be trusted, or you can't trust everybody. Amy?
Think before you say.
Think before you say things. What were you thinking, Connor?
I was thinking that, like, that it doesn't really matter about the case and like the matter about the phone case until doesn't matter about the phone case if it's pretty. It matters if it's like tough and it will last a long time.
Okay. You have a different idea?
Choose wisely who you hang around with.
Okay. If you didn't hear her, Noah, she said choose wisely who you hang around with.
Don't lie because you can say things that are untrue. And if you say like something like this color because it's like in your bedtime, and it's like I've never been in your room.
So make sure that the words you use are truthful. Be truthful about things.
But don't blame it on someone that you want to get in trouble if you know they're not.
Okay, so don't blame someone if you know they didn't do it. Okay. Amy?
Right.
I'll come back to you if you think of it. You have another one?
Don't steal things.
Yeah, don't steal things. Okay, so choose one of those different ideas that people gave us and write that down for what you think the theme for this story would be. All right, does everybody have that? Okay, let's look at 5 then. Why did the author decide to use third person point of view instead of first person point of view? Now, on here it says, with third person narration, the author uses the pronoun he or she or they or them. But with first person narration, the author uses the pronoun I. So why do you think the author was making this in third person, saying he, she, they, them?
It's like with the mystery, it can be like more like my phone was 1 week old and I was going to like stand like that.
Okay. To make it more of a mystery, you think?
Because
All right. Other thoughts for why the author did that? Is the author a part of the story this way? No, because they're the one that's narrating it, right? It's a person that's not involved in the story at all that is telling this story. It's like they're an outsider looking in on what's happening, aren't they? They're seeing these conversations. They're seeing what's happening. We're just going to talk about that. So we aren't going to write anything for 5. We just talked about it, okay? So they decided not to make themselves part of the story as the third person. All right, look at 6. 6 says, read the sentence from paragraph 1. They give us the sentence right here. Read it with me. She nervously pats the back pocket of her jeans to make sure it is still there. What do you suppose the word nervously means? What do you think they mean by that? She nervously pats the back pocket of her jeans to make sure it is still. What is she making sure is still there? Her cell phone, right? And she thinks it's her new cell phone in her pocket, doesn't she? It's a brand new cell phone. She nervously pats it like, oh, is it there? You know, why would she do that? Raylan?
So she doesn't like think she forgot her or something?
Okay, what are you thinking?
I was thinking that to make sure the new phone will still be there, so then all her hard work will still be in the back of her pocket.
Okay. How about you?
So if it was her new phone, make sure that nobody stole it.
Okay, to make sure that her brand new phone is still in her possession.
Yeah. So like she knows it's still there and she can be like because it's brand new, so if she already lost it, she probably wouldn't have trusted her anymore.
Okay. So, right, why you think she did that? You know, why she was kind of like checking to make sure it's there. Write down why you think she did that. Okay, looking at the last question on that page, it says, read these lines from page 4. Read those lines with me. Tommy looked at the floor. I wasn't happy when you got the new phone instead of me, but I would never steal from you, he said in a low voice. What do these sentences reveal about Tommy's personality? What does that make you think about him after he had said that to his sister? You know where he's saying, I wasn't happy when you got the new phone instead of me, but I'd never steal from you. What does that kind of tell us about Tommy? That he's sneaky?
No.
No? Do you think he was being truthful? Was he telling his sister the truth by telling her how he really felt? Okay. What else do you think? Connor?
Like that he's honest about what he's saying.
Okay.
He didn't say lies. Like
He was
that.
being honest about that. Haley?
That he's kind of kind and a little bit shy, but also truthful.
Truthful. Okay. All right, write down some of those ideas that people shared. Write down what that tells us about the type of person that Tommy is. Okay, we have just that back page left now. Okay, so number 8 is, there are at least 4 idioms in this whole story, okay? Remember, idioms are just types of figurative language that are used to completely, like, they're an over-exaggeration in a way. Like, the example that they gave us yesterday was, it's raining cats and dogs. Or my example that I gave you was, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. Okay? But they don't really mean exactly what they say, do they?
No.
If it's raining cats and dogs, what's it doing? It's raining really hard. If you're hungry enough to eat a horse, what does that mean? Yeah, you're starving. You're really, really super hungry. All right? They gave us one idiom example. We just have to find a second idiom in this story. The first idiom that they gave us in that top box was, I wouldn't be caught dead with a sparkle cell phone case. Remember, that was Tommy saying that. Does he really mean he wouldn't be caught dead if he had a sparkly cell phone case?
No.
No, that's an over-exaggeration of words, isn't it? Okay, so here's what I'm going to have you do. I am going to partner you up. There will be one group of 3. But I'm going to partner you up, and I'm going to have you, do a quick read of it and see if you can find at least, they gave you one, at least 3 synonyms to highlight. So an exaggeration of them using words where it doesn't really mean exactly what the words say. It has a different meaning. Okay? Let's see if you can pick those out.